Hello, everybody. Today we are going to start with the first grammar chapter. Our lesson today is about the types of sentences. During this chapter, we are going to cover some objectives. You will understand the 4 kinds of sentences. You will recognize and write sentences of different kinds. You will understand the use of each sentence and the punctuation marks of each sentence also. What are the 4 types of sentences? We have 4 main types of sentences. We are going to start with the first kind, which is declarative sentence. The second is imperative sentence. The third is interrogative sentence. And the last kind is exclamatory sentence. Each one of these sentences has a special punctuation mark. Some end with a period, others with a question mark, and another kind ends with an exclamation point. Using different types of sentences and punctuation, you can vary the tone of your writing assignments and express a variety of thoughts and emotions. It means that these sentences will allow you to express your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings in different ways. Let's start with the first kind of sentences. The first kind is the declarative sentence. A declarative sentence simply makes a statement or expresses an opinion, which means that the declarative sentence tells something or states something. In other words, it makes a declaration. This kind of sentence ends with a period. Let's read some examples. I want to be a good writer. This sentence makes a statement. It's telling something. My friend is a really good writer. This sentence expresses an opinion. As you can see, when the sentence is stating or telling something, it usually starts with a subject. So, declarative sentences usually start with subjects, and they always end with a period. The second kind of sentences is the imperative sentence. An imperative sentence gives a command or makes a request. It usually ends with a period, but can, under certain circumstances, end with an exclamation point. Let's read these 2 examples. Please sit down. I need to sit down. So, an imperative sentence asks someone to do something. So, it asks for an order or it makes a request, and it usually ends with a period. What is an interrogative sentence? An interrogative sentence asks a question. This type of sentence often begins with who, what, where, when, why, how, or do. It means it usually starts with a question word, and it usually ends with a question mark. Let's read some examples. When are you going to turn in your writing assignment? As you can see, this sentence started with when, which is a question word, and ended with a question mark. So, this is an interrogative sentence. It's asking a question. It's asking someone, when is he or she going to turn his or her writing assignment? Let's read the second example. Do you know what the weather will be tomorrow? It started with do, which is also a question word, and ended with a question mark. So, an interrogative sentence is a sentence that asks a question. It starts with a question word and ends with a question mark. What is an exclamatory sentence? An exclamatory sentence is a sentence that expresses great emotion, such as excitement, surprise, happiness, anger, sadness, and it usually ends with an exclamation mark. Let's read these examples. It is too dangerous to climb the mountain. So, this sentence is expressing a certain feeling, it's expressing a certain emotion, and it ends with an exclamation mark. I got an A on my book report. As you can see, this sentence also ends with an exclamation mark. And this sentence shows excitement and happiness because this person got an A, which is something that makes the person feel happy or excited or surprised. So an exclamatory sentence is a sentence that expresses great emotion or a feeling, excitement. It expresses surprise, happiness, anger, and sadness. And as we said, this sentence usually ends with an exclamation mark. Now we are going to solve this exercise together. But before solving the exercise, I am going to make a summary of the whole lesson. Let's remember together what is a declarative sentence. As we said, a declarative sentence is a sentence that states something, tells something, or expresses an opinion, and it usually ends with a period. An interrogative sentence is a sentence that asks a question, and it usually starts with a question word like when, where, who, what, do, does, is, and it ends with a question mark. An imperative sentence is a sentence that makes an order or makes a request. It asks someone to do something, and most of the times or usually it starts with a verb and it usually ends with a point or a period. An exclamatory sentence, as we said, is a sentence that expresses emotions and feelings, excitement, happiness, anger, sadness, and it usually ends with an exclamation mark. Now we are going together to solve this exercise, and we have to mention each kind of the sentences below. Let's start with number 1. How well she sings. This sentence expresses a certain feeling, a certain opinion. It expresses, let's say, a certain surprise that this person sings well. So this sentence ends also with an exclamation mark, so it's an exclamatory sentence. Number 2. Did I say anything to make you angry? As you can see, it starts with did, which is a question word. Did I say anything to make you angry? And ends with a question mark. So this is an interrogative sentence. Who told you this? It also starts with who, which is a question word, and ends with a question mark. So this is also an interrogative sentence because it's asking a question. She is a successful writer. Here, this sentence expresses a certain opinion. The writer thinks that she is a successful writer. So this sentence is declarative and it ends with a point also. It's expressing an opinion, it ends with a period, and it starts with a subject. So this sentence is a declarative sentence. Number 5. I want to become a writer. This sentence as well starts with the subject, I, and ends with a point. And it also states or tells something. So this sentence is declarative. She does not eat meat or fish. This sentence starts with a subject, ends with a period, and it states something or tells something. So it's a declarative sentence. Number 7. Go at once or go now. This sentence starts with a verb and ends with a period. So this sentence is making a request or it's ordering someone to do something. So it's an imperative sentence. Bring me that file. It also starts with a verb, ends with a period, and it's asking someone to do something. It means it's an imperative sentence. My mother makes delicious cookies. My mother is the subject. Delicious cookies, and ends with a period. So this sentence started with a subject, ended with a period, and it's telling something or stating something, so it's a declarative sentence. Fetch me a glass of water. Fetch is a verb, and this sentence ends with a period. So this sentence is an imperative sentence. It's ordering someone to do something. Please stay seated. This sentence started with please, ended with a period, which means that it is an imperative sentence. It's asking someone to be seated, but asking someone politely. She writes with her left hand. This sentence starts with a subject, ends with a period, and it's declaring or stating a certain idea. So this sentence is declarative. Number 13. What a tragedy. This sentence is expressing a certain emotion, a certain feeling. Even though it starts with what, but what here doesn't work as a question word. This sentence also ends with an exclamatory mark or exclamation mark. So this sentence is an exclamatory sentence. How ridiculous this is. This sentence also expresses a certain emotion, expresses someone's feelings, and ends with an exclamation mark. So this sentence, even though it starts with how, but it is an exclamatory sentence. Here's the list of answers for every one of the sentences in this slide before, written here. So as we said, number 1 is exclamatory, 2 interrogative, 3 interrogative, 4, 5, and 6 are declarative, 7 and 8 are imperative, 9 is declarative, 10, 11 are imperative sentences, 12 is a declarative sentence, and 13 and 14 are exclamatory sentences. Thank you for watching.